Hey mamas, welcome back to another episode. This is a little bit different and it's going to be so much fun because this episode is an interview I did with one of my clients during the Customize Your Cash challenge that I hosted a few weeks ago. And if you missed that challenge, don't worry, we're going to be doing something fun in the month of December that's going to recap the challenge and what the challenge was, how to customize your cash, add in 2 to 5K of cash to your business with a customized plan of action. And it was all based off of your time, your offer, your goals, and what you wanted in your business. And it was so much fun. And a lot of the women who participated got some really great ahas. And I brought Monisha in and we did a live in the pop-up group and she shared her experience of working through the custom cash formula herself and also how joining Empowered to Profit More, which is my group program where we take that custom cash formula and we put action. And the thing with Empower to Profit More that just makes me so excited as I see the women who are participating in it is they come in wanting to grow their business. They come in with this intention of saying, I know it's possible for me, but I just can't figure out why it's not. And we don't do some elaborate crazy thing. It's not a plug and play. It's not a magic wand, but what it is, it really dives in deep. And this is what makes this program different. It dives in deep into what you want more of because we can't just have only more income. We usually need more time. We need more energy. We need more clarity. And that is what this program does. And Monisha's going to share her experience. Before she does, I want to let you know a couple things. One, Empowered to Profit More is open for you to join. So if this is something that resonates with you and you listen to Monisha's story and you're like, I want that, then I want you to look at joining right now and also seeing if it's the right fit for you. There's a link below for you to put in an application and see if you are ready to join us. There are also a couple bonuses that are only for the month of November, and that is the Magnetic Messaging Clinic, which is a live 2-day clinic. It's actually going to be over 3 days where we're going to do live messaging work. We're going to test it, come back and do some more messaging work. So you don't want to miss that because it's live only. So you have to be there in order to get the value out of it. And we only have 5 available of this other bonus. And it is a one-on-one coaching call where we are going to map out 2024 for you with your goals, your priorities, and the things that you want for your business. These are limited. If you're interested, jump on in. If you want to hear more about what the program looks like, fill out that application. But I really want you to stick around, listen to Monisha's story, because I think you're going to resonate with how she felt. And she talks about the formula that we created together to help her reach her goals. And it's going to be surprising the order of the formula that we dove into and how she got her ahas and how she shifted her business from part-time and hobby to really taking it seriously. Without further ado, here's the interview with Monisha. Welcome, everyone. We had some technical difficulties without we couldn't be heard. So we're back again. I have my amazing client, Monisha, who's a part of Empower to Profit More. And I can't wait for her to share her story and her journey with the Customize Your Cash formula. And she has so graciously agreed to be here. She's got a little one running around. So you know she's an awesome mom and she's juggling all the things. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Tell us what you do, Monisha, and all the things and how many kids you got, and just introduce yourself.
Okay. Yes, I am a bookkeeper. I did accounting for a while, did 4 year, got a bachelor's in accounting, did government accounting, and then just fell out of love with it because it was government accounting. You deal with a lot of other stuff with government accounting. And I was doing other things, but then after having my second child, so I have 2 boys. I have an almost 3-year-old, which will be later this month, and I have a 1-year-old that's running around right now. After that, I've been a stay-at-home mom since then, but I needed something that was more conducive to being fully present with them and not feeling completely drained and tapped out. And before that, I had a life coaching business, so that was draining and tapping me out. So I shifted gears and created my bookkeeping business. So it's called the Savvy Bookkeeper LLC. And yeah, this is the first full year that I've been in business. This has been awesome. I met Lonnie at the best time possible. Before I met her, I called it a business, but I was treating it like a hobby. It took backseat to just about everything. And I felt like it had to be that way while my kids were so little. And I felt guilty about wanting more. And then I felt guilty that felt like I couldn't have more. So I was constantly in that struggle. But then when I met Lonnie, like she spoke literally like straight to it. And it was like, someone understands me, someone understands, and they've done it and they can help me do that. So it was a no-brainer to get started in the program. My biggest thing was I didn't know how to use my time. I just was overwhelmed about everything that
Yeah.
all of
That
it.
was what I was going to say. So with Monisha, I'm so excited that you are actually I knew we wanted to talk to you because we did start with your time. Like you already knew exactly how to be an amazing bookkeeper. That's not the problem. We wanted more clients. We knew we could get them, but the problem was you got these two little amazing little monsters under your feet, and they're super cute. But how do you juggle that and doing the things? So I definitely want to talk about time. So tell us where you were at with how you felt about time when you and I started working together.
I felt like I didn't have enough at all. I had just gotten, I didn't just got, let me say this, few months before I met you, I had just gotten my first client and I was like, oh, this is great. But for a month out, I was getting maybe 3 to 4 hours of sleep,
Mm.
trying to figure out how to juggle the client and then children, just all the things. And everything went well with the client, got great referrals out of it, but I was so burned out. And I was like, can I seriously keep this going? Because I'm snappy with my husband. My kids get all of me, but I am touched out and drained. And
Mhm.
my client
Mhm.
gets a great product, but at what expense? And I was like, I don't know if I can keep going with this. And honestly, my husband said, like, I don't think we can keep doing this. Like,
Yeah.
but he's my biggest cheerleader. He's like, you can do this, but like you can't stay up this late. Like you need sleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can do it. I will make it work because I didn't want to say no to any of it. And he wasn't asking me to say no to any of it, but he was like, let's look at this more efficiently.
Yeah, he
And
was
I
asking you to say yes to him. You were, can I get more of your yeses? Is probably what he was wanting to.
yes, very much. And rightly being yes, he needed that. And I wanted to give that, but I didn't know how to make it like efficiently work through this well. When you
Yeah.
spoke to time, it was like that's all. I was like, for the first time, I've never heard anyone approach me about time. I've been approached by many coaches. I've never heard anything about time. And when you said that, it was like, yes, that is what I need. The other things I've got, I don't understand how to make this time thing work. I don't know how other people are doing it because I'm struggling.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's the thing that we forget is like there are tons of strategies out there, but if we don't have the time to
Yeah.
implement them, it doesn't really matter. And
So
and I think for you too, one of the first shifts I saw for you was believing like, oh, I have enough time.
yeah.
It's just how I'm viewing it and how I'm setting myself up for wins and failures.
Yes.
So that was a big aha moment I heard from you. So if we could talk about, and I know there's some people starting to watch and they're saying, I hear you, me too. So you're not alone. I wanted to talk about how did you take back your time? So that's something that we talked about
Mhm.
yesterday
Yeah.
in the live. And when you take back your time, what did that look for you like for you when you went through the program?
Yeah.
What were some of the things that came up where you're like, oh my gosh, this is giving me back my time and now I have
Yeah.
ownership.
Okay, so I noticed a ton of things. One, I noticed I was able to clearly identify what my priorities were versus what they weren't. Not
Mhm.
just in my business, but just in my life in general and in my household and with family. And so I loved how you really spoke to, hey, I didn't feel like just the businesswoman was being spoke to. I felt like the whole of me was being spoken to as mama, wife, all the things. And so I didn't look at it just for the business. I looked at it for all aspects of my life. And so for the first time, I felt like I had clarity. And out of that clarity, okay, so I decluttered my home and it's been amazing. I finally have systems and processes in place for how to run the household. Us as a family, we know what meals we're having, like the house has stayed together. We've had a lot of family time, and I haven't just been there, but not like a shell of myself, and but present, but not really present, thinking about all the things I still had to do. Now I'm able to be present and enjoy my family. And that has been a game changer for me. To the point now that me and my husband are looking at like future goals and things that we've talked about but never had time to get to. Now it's like, wow, we can actually get to these things, and we can actually have a timeline and deadline because you made everything so efficient, and now we can do all these things. And now he's like, you've made me a believer. Like, this is awesome. Tell me what I need to
I
do.
need a
I'm fully
testimony
on
from
board.
him. I love it.
Yes, he's fully on board. And he's like, what do I do next? And my husband's a mechanical engineer, so he's very much so analytical. So before he's
Mhm.
okay, I'm watching and I'm observing. I've seen a completely different shift in you. I have my wife back. You're happy. You're doing all the things, and we're able to touch things that we haven't been able to do in the past. And it's really cool. I was like, I know, right? So,
I think that's one of the things that I try to be different on when it comes to approaching you as a person is we have to look at us as a whole. Because if I would have just given you the system that I use with my 6 kids who are now 9 to 15, it's not going to work the same for you. And even if our
yeah.
kids were exactly the same age, we have differences and our needs are different in our priorities and what's important to us. So I love that you have so many ahas. And one of the things that in this system, when I teach you how to take back your time, I do tell you, I don't want you just to write down the business stuff. I want you to write down the mom stuff too, because we have this mental load of a running to-do list. Talk to me about that mental load in the shift of going from that weight to now the
Yeah.
freedom you're feeling.
It's funny because even like my oldest son, actually both of them realize it, but I see it more in my older one because he can verbalize it,
Sure.
where they just seen this shift in mommy, or mommy's fully present. And before I would always have that list going on in my head. And I felt like as soon as I woke up, I already failed. I could never keep up, and I could never maintain. And if I did get to the point of maintaining, it was still like the sombering thought of, I'm just about to get behind again. I'm never like on top of it. And
Yeah.
I so desired that, but didn't know how to attain it. And I felt, my goodness, how am I going to ever make that work? Other people, and you stay outside of things or pictures or whatnot, you think everybody else got it together. I'm over here
On the struggle
struggling.
bus.
Right. And so I the shift has been amazing. This little one. The shift
Aw.
has been amazing. Sorry, y'all.
Oh, they're happy to see him. He's adorable.
The shift has been so amazing. I've been able to be present with them and not feel like I'm missing out on these early years. I'm able to enjoy and be present in it, and just even thinking about it gets me emotional. Like, it's such a beautiful feeling to have that and still be able to do well in my business and get excited about it and feel something that I haven't felt since before motherhood, touching it, tapping into the side of me that's just for me. And then also feeling alive and present with my husband. And it's just been amazing for us. And because I'm not always thinking about the laundry list when he's talking, I'm fully engaged and present and just able to be there for us. And it's been really awesome. I feel like I got myself back, which as well, not just my business. So it's been amazing.
It,
Yeah.
it's so awesome to hear this because again, I was trying to teach this week is if we take back our time, we get energy and we get fulfillment. Guess what comes next? The income. And so that's what happened to you. So you really went all in on the time and really making sure you took the pace of, okay, I'm gonna fix the time thing. I'm gonna get this org really solid and get my
Yeah.
foundation, choose my priorities, have a understanding of what I want. We also worked on your pricing to make sure it was profitable and you
Yeah.
could scale yourself. And then we wrapped out how many clients you would need to hit your goals. And so talk to us about what happened after you started to use that connection marketing and you started
Yeah.
connecting with people. Happened. Give us a scenario of what happened with your business next.
Okay. So I think for me, I sometimes you get a little anxious after you're like, okay, something is it working? Do I need to pivot or shift or something? But you told me, okay, what has worked in the past?
Mhm.
What was the result? Continue doing it. Unless a time has passed, then why are you pivoting so quickly? And so I went back to that and I just was steadily doing it constantly and just being consistent and showing up and just being myself and not feeling I had to be anyone else or show up like anyone else, but show up as myself. I'm the genuine person that I am. And honestly, dealing with the whole time piece with that as well was really helpful because this last month, my boys have been sick all October. They were sick with COVID, then they had another virus and then another virus.
Oh,
So it was nonstop taking care of them. Husband got sick too, so I was taking care of him. I don't know how I got, anyways, I just pushed through.
you survived.
And so doing all that, but then I still managed to get 3 clients at the same time. And I was like, oh, whoa, how do I do it? So at first I got a little overwhelmed, but I was like, hold up a second. This is my business. I can do it as I please. I can push people out a little bit and keep it going. I had to shift that. And I'm glad you spoke to it. I had to shift that mentality of, oh, I've got these clients. I just got to do and be there for them and do all the things. But just hold up. It's my business. How am I going to do things? How am I going to come forward and tell them, okay, this is how I do business. And I would love your business, but this is how I do business.
Right.
And I shifted that and there were no issues at all. They were just like, yeah, this is great. And I'm like, oh, wow, what she said worked.
Yes.
So
And it's allowed
I,
you to really like pace your energy to not feel like I have to get everybody at once. It's I am
yes,
confident that I know what to do and I can bring them on my timeline. And if I want to push, I can, but when I need to pull back, I can also pull back. And that
yes.
permission you've given yourself has regulated your nervous system so that you don't feel this anxiety and chaos, which was like the constant state it was in before. And it's so
Yes.
empowering.
It has been so awesome to the point where it's just opened so many doors. So I'm about to go speak at 2 events for business startups. Someone reached out to me and I'm like, yes, great. What time? And just different things have just popped up. And now it's so funny because me and my husband, we talked about it before. It's just okay, this money. Now he's, wow, we need to start figuring out shifts because this is becoming a big thing now. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I know, right? Before we talked about it as if it was a business, but it was bringing in like hobby income. And so now it's bringing in business income. And it happened when the tweaks happened, but it wasn't necessarily me just focusing on the business like I would have thought it would have been.
Yep.
It's me focusing on the time piece that changed everything. And because I was changed and everything else that's more of the priority in my life changed, I was able to give the necessary time and attention and energy towards my business. And that person showed up. And that's who they saw, and that's who they interacted with, and that's who they wanted to do business with. Yeah.
It changes so much when we can regulate and pull ourselves back and say, this is what's priority to me, and this is feels good to me. And I
Yeah.
show up as that best energy without this anxiousness of I just a desperation. I
Yeah.
remember the first week you really started implementing 10 and 10 Connect, and you told us on a call, you're like, I just got 5 discovery calls. I don't even know
You,
what to yeah. And then so the next problem became for you is getting those systems and processes for onboarding your clients and developing those. And then, okay, now I have that down. Now I can bring
yeah.
on more clients. And every time you do this shift, you get on more clients, you shift into the next level. And truly, I just am so proud of you watching you empower yourself and pace yourself because you said it at the beginning of the call and I love it without I didn't prompt you to say this. You said you wanted more. And that's what this program is all about. It's to empower you to profit in not just income, but in your time, energy, and fulfillment. It really is. And I see that happening for you. And I'm excited to see what happens next because it's just not going to stop now.
Me too.
So I hope this helps you that are listening to see like how that triangle that we dissected today and yesterday, how it can impact you. And tomorrow we're going to go through the formula that Monisha and I went through, her and I on a one-on-one call when she joined the program. And if you're interested in learning more about Empower to Profit More and seeing if it's a good fit for you, I have an application for you to fill out, and I'll get back with you. Fill out the application and I'll send you a video and we'll talk about what it looks like to be in the program, and also if this is a good fit for you, if you're ready for it. And I don't know if you want to say anything else about the program, Monisha. I'm like, again, I told her I wasn't prompting her. She's going to be truly honest. Okay. I'm not giving anything to you. This is all like your voluntary
Yeah.
status.
For me, it, as my little one dumps out the chip bag.
I owe you a bag of chips.
He's on the pantry. Anyways, it's been amazing just not to feel alone. I think in this journey of motherhood and entrepreneurship, you just feel so alone. And for the first time in this venture, I don't feel alone. And it's been so nice to get on our calls, weekly calls, and just say, hear what all the other women are doing and hear their successes and be encouraged by that. And then to be able to all speak in and encourage one another and give each other ideas and truly invested in one another. I feel like I have my tribe. It's really cool, and to know that we're all in places where we want more. We're all mamas, and we already have that shared, even though we didn't know one another for many years before this, but because of this we have this common bond, and we're rooting for one another, and you're not by yourself, which is amazing. And when you feel like, okay, I had a horrible day, or I missed all the things, or my child pooped all over me, whatever it may be, you could go in there and you just hear other mamas be real. And it's, I'm not alone in this. And I think that's been a huge thing for me. I look forward to those weekly calls, even though I am picking up my little one from his little 4-hour preschool. They do this twice a week. It's during that call. He knows mommy has her call for just the first little bit of time to finish it up. And then he has undivided attention for me. That's the one little time where I'm like, that is everything for me. I look forward to those calls weekly. And even if I didn't think I had anything to bring to the table, me just saying it out loud of what I've done through the week or what's happened or what's transpired, I get so encouraged. And I'm like, wow, I'm doing the darn thing. Like
you are.
You know,
you are.
but you don't realize that when you're by yourself and you're just in the grind, you got little ones all over you. I'm just making it. And then you get on the call, you realize, wow, I'm doing this, because I would have never looked at what I'm doing or seen the progress if I wasn't a part of this. I would have just kept going. I wouldn't have known. So
yeah, and you would beat yourself up for not being farther along on the journey. And I've
yes.
been there, and because we're just in the grind and in the weeds, we don't even take the moment to stop and say, oh, I'm further than I thought, and look at what I've done. Even I love it when you tell us how you cleaned out another piece of the room, or like those things are just as much of a win as you getting a discovery call, because again, it's forward movement and it is more for you. So I'm truly so proud of you, excited for you, and love having you in the program. If you want to, is it okay if they DM you if they have any questions? Can we get
Sure, most definitely.
if
I love
to
talking
privately DM her, you can privately DM Monisha. I did put the application in the chat. And then Monisha, where can people hang out and follow you? Because you're a bookkeeper and you're amazing. And if they don't have a bookkeeper, they really need to talk to you.
Yeah.
So where can they follow you? I'm gonna drop it in the chat.
Yeah. So I'm at the Savvy Bookkeeper on Facebook, and on Instagram, I'm the Savvy Bookkeeper _. And so you can follow me there. Website's still the same, the Savvy Bookkeeper .com. And so, yeah, I work strictly with QuickBooks Online. So if you're in need of a bookkeeper, or if you're just in need of a cleanup, that's time is coming, tax time's coming.
Yes.
So a lot of people are needing cleanups or catch-ups. And yeah, open for that. And also, if you are at the point where you're like, hey, my business is just at the simple level, I don't need a big accounting software, I also have a profit and loss Excel thing that you can plug and chug your numbers, and
Beautiful.
It's a simpler thing for you. And I have that for as well. So just let me know.
Awesome. Yeah. So she has something for you if numbers are not your thing, which they are not my favorite thing in the world. I tell her all the time, bookkeepers are my silent heroes. of all the business women that I work with, because numbers are not everyone's thing. So go follow her. I'll put, it's not, my chat is not working, but I will put her links in there. Monisha, you can add in anything else that you think of that you want them to know. And thank you again for coming live with me.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me.
You guys come back tomorrow, day 3. We're going to put it all together like we did with Monisha to see what that possibility is. And then it's up to you to take those next steps. And this, you will have your custom plan. And if you need support to make that custom plan happen with your time, your energy, the income, we got the program to support you along the way. So thank you again. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Thanks again, Monisha.
You're welcome. Bye.